Hello everyone and welcome back to Revival Tournaments. This is Goldmason and I am by myself here today. Going to tell you guys a little bit about Revival Tournament circuits. I promised it in a previous video. I tried making a video about it solely and I really couldn't make the format work, so I'm just going to yap for a little bit. Feel free to go to the description and skip ahead to the game because there will be some games here at the end, but just hear me out if you are interested in Gen 3OU open tournaments. So currently, ADV Revival 2 is happening, and many people are joining that tournament. We just crested about 600 and something signups. I highly recommend joining the Revival server in the link below to join that tournament. But during the year, we also are going to be doing four Revival tournament circuits. Each one is going to have a slightly different format. The first two were single elim while we were getting our footing, but we have plans for a rotating differentiated format for each tour. So highly recommend that you join those. They're very fun. And more importantly, the prize for winning, besides a role in the server as well as, clout for winning a match or a tournament, is that you will be automatically invited to Jimvitational Play-ins in 2025 if you win or get second place in the Jimvitational circuit tournaments, which is a really cool prize in my opinion. It means that anyone can join the Jimvitational Play-ins, which is something that I personally am very passionate about. Taking the subjectivity out of play-ins just a little bit, and allowing some of the people who put in a lot of effort to potentially make it to play-ins themselves. So if you're interested in being on the main stage of the Jimvitational next year for play-ins, please feel free to join those tournaments. Additionally, some of the play-ins players will also be chosen from people who consistently placed highly in the circuit tournaments. There's a point system, and I will have a sheet with a community post out by this weekend. I'm holding myself to it. But I will have a sheet with the current point leaders, as well as some other handy information about Revival Circuit. I will post that on the weekend sometime. Look out for that. But people who are in the top of the points will be able to automatically go to Jimvitational or be invited to Jimvitational Play-ins next year. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we've been working on. I'm really passionate about Revival Tournament Circuit. I think that it's a really great way to get some good quality ADVOU games for pretty much anybody. Anybody can join. We do our best to basically allow everyone into the tournament. And yeah, I hope that if anybody wants some quality ADVOU tournament games, that they can join and at least have a good experience with that. So now moving on, we're going into FJ2K versus Pixie 909. So this is the finals of the first circuit tournament. The video that came out a couple days about Jonald versus Jumpy was the second Revival Tournament circuit. That was the Mugulus Cup. This one is the Old Money Open. So this is FJ2K versus Pixie 909, better known as Blaise. Both are pretty prolific players. They've been doing really well. Blaise recently won a ADVPL on the Aquacord Anglerfish. And FJ2K has been captaining in Mushi League and doing quite well for himself as well. Really, he won, I believe, Mushi League 16, and he's been doing pretty well in the community. So, also, if you've ever watched the channel Pika Mount, highly recommend it. It's some really amazing ADVOU memes. But yeah, let's hop into this game. Metagross versus Salamence lead. So neither really want to stay in, but Blaise goes for a Meteor Mash and gets a Rise and a crit for her trouble. In comes Magneton. This is a banded Metagross, so it is going to die to this Magneton. That Meteor Mash is going to do a large chunk, but 4 times resisting, it really helps. Salamence comes in. It's kind of dangerous for Salamence to come in. It's either clicking, yeah, Earthquake or Fire Blast, and Fire Blast missing would be really, really bad for a Salamence if the Magneton stayed in, but it did not. Blaise as the Claydol answer is weird, but gets a Thunder Wave, heads up Thunder Wave on Snorlax. I'm surprised that this Blaise is staying in so much. That Seismic Toss on Snorlax was hardly necessary. But yeah, Celebi comes in and then goes to Metagross. So Metagross is going to get some of that health back after that big crit earlier. Milo comes in, and I mean, yeah, I was going to say Snorlax can boom here pretty safely. It's going to hit something priority, and Milo and Blaise are the big ones for this team. Salamence goes out. I think that Blaise was trying to scout like a Brick Break or something like that. Doesn't really know the Salamence set, so... Interesting. FJ2K went Magneton, I think, expecting a Skarmory to come in on the Claydol or something similar, but Blaise is in off the Magneton, and... Oh! It is SD Pass from Celebi, and Thunder Wave actually makes Celebi move slower. So Celebi is going to get a free baton pass. Oh, well, that's the one bad part about paralysis. Claydol booms, and Celebi leaves to not get boomed on. We're going to see what the Salamence set is. Definitely not staying in, so... In comes Magneton. Magneton will go down to Blaise, Seismic Toss. Both of these battlers are playing quite well. I think that maybe Celebi can pull it out here. There's going to be the SD, and it's going to pass. Now there's a read needs to be made. Oh, goes for the DD. Nope, Blissey's coming in. Oh, Rock Slide misses. That probably would have been the game, but now there's going to do the Celebi song and dance again. Except this time it's Tyranitar. Oh, comes in on Metagross switching in. Lives. And kills. This is Ancient Power Celebi. It'll be really funny. It is not. That is Hidden Power Rock? Something like that. Oh, man. And that crit might be the game. Yeah, Salamence goes for Rock Slide. Blaise can come in pretty safely there, but that crit was really tough. Yeah, now Salamence is going to come in for free. Here it comes. Baton Pass to Mence on as a slow? I don't know. Oh, full para doesn't. Full para just makes it even worse. Yep, that is game over. Very unfortunate. I think that was a really well played and not really too. I mean, despite the Metagross mash on turn 1, critting and raising, it was not very hacks ridden, I think, until the very end there. Just really well played from both, and unfortunate RNG, but we'll see if FJ2K can bring it back in the second one. Alright. We got... Oh, Tyranitar does not want to see Metagross. Out it goes. And that is probably Banded Metagross. I mentioned earlier that Blaise is coming from ADVPL, and the captain of our ADVPL team, because I was on that team as well, was Super Epic Ampharos, who loves Banded Metagross, especially as lead. So we are seeing a lot of Banded Metagross from Blaise here. Skarm gets 2 layers, takes quite a bit of chip off the Banded Metagross, but 2 layers plus a Roar, and Blaise is going to come in here to check Melodic. Wish is huge. Melodic has to stay in here. Or doesn't. Interesting. So Gengar is in now. This, yeah, that means that Skarmory is going to go down. Zapdos is going to be met with a Blissey Claydol. Yep, there it is. And if Claydol ever gets Rapid Spin off, that means the end of those two spikes since Skarmory went down. And wow, I think FJ2K expected Blaise to Rapid Spin. It didn't go to Gengar, but Blaise calls it out. Big crunch crit. Celebi was going to be quite annoying for FJ2K's Blissey. And we now see it's Big 5 plus Zapdos, which in my opinion is the most viable version of that style. We have an attack raise and a critical hit on Surf. That Swampert is going to be quite low. The second Meteor Mash takes it into Torrent range. Guarantees that Metagross goes down. But Heracross is very tough. I think that it looks like it probably has like a Salac Berry, something similar. But yeah, Claydol's going to come in on Gengar. Toxic has it on a timer, but not too big of one. Okay, well, Gengar's Giga Drain actually takes it out of range of dying to this Psychic. So, yeah, and it would live Sand as well. So, down Claydol goes. This last Pokemon better be something to deal with Heracross or... Okay, just goes to Melodic. I think that's probably pretty safe. Gengar is going to either switch here or... Yeah. In comes Blissey. FJ2K needs to be very careful about Heracross coming in on Blissey healing up here. But Blaise just goes for a Toxic. Interesting. Alright, Zapdos comes in. It's going to get that Wish, which gets it backed up to 100%. And this last Pokemon has to be able to deal with Zapdos, I think. Just going for Chip with Milo. What is the last Pokemon? It might be a Salamence. It might be a Tyranitar. And it is Tyranitar. Ooh. Dragon Dance. It is a Mono Pert and a very bulky Tyranitar. It does not take very much from that Surf. Oh, wow. She has clicked Dragon Dance 3 times in a row. And this is probably just over immediately. Might even click... Yeah, no. Just goes for it. Wow. That was very much in FJ2K's favor, but, I mean, Tyranitar came in and just kind of cleaned up. An incredible reverse sweep. Goodbye, Tyranitar. Blissey's not living this either. I don't think... Yeah, Blissey just dies to Earthquake. There's not even a mischance involved here. Wow. Well, very, very well played from Blaise. And I mean, honestly, a solid showing from FJ2K as well. I mean, both battlers were playing incredibly well. I think that's one of the more interesting series I've watched in a while. So, well, expertly done. Thank you, everybody, for your support of Revival tournaments. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm incredibly happy to be able to provide quality ADVOU content, as well as other old gens. I mean, I really like the video that just went up on the channel for Black and White. I highly recommend, especially if you're learning other gens or other tiers, hearing from really good players about like how they think about the game, especially like Finchinator's commentary is just incredibly useful. So if you want to learn Black and White, I'm going to be recommending that video every time, even though obviously it's my org, but like just in general, it's a great video to learn. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate being able to make stuff for you, and I am super excited to see some Revival Tournaments gaming. I'm excited to see what you guys cook up this time. Duskull Dusclops team is the team to beat. Shout out to the Duskull Gamer. But yeah, thank you everybody, and we will see you next time on another Revival Tournaments commentated set. See ya.